Hey friends, and welcome back to this week's Self-Love Masterclass. For those of you that are new to my channel, my name is Renee Mullings-Lewis. I am a self-love coach and a Reiki master, and every week we come back here to discuss all things self-love and spirituality. So today we're going to talk about forgiveness, and we're going to talk about how to forgive others safely and consciously. If you missed the first video that I did in this series, I will link that video somewhere up here so that you can go and watch it now. That video was more me talking from the perspective and angle of those who are seeking forgiveness from someone else. But in this video, I really want to give some information and education and some support to those people that are really like, listen, I have someone in my life that I love, and they've hurt me. You know, they've really done something that isn't okay. They have violated my boundaries. They have broken my trust. I don't feel safe with them. How do we move forward? It's so easy for people to say, oh, just forgive them. But I think it's more important that we really understand and have a context for what forgiveness is. Now, you can Google online and you can find all different kinds of definitions for forgiveness. And you can also look in all different kinds of, religious texts, and even those things will tell you all about forgiveness. I personally think that forgiveness is something that is very complex and something that you have to create your own meaning for. I will share with you the meaning that I have created for myself and a meaning that I often share with the clients and people that I work with on a day-to-day basis. What forgiveness means for me is I am no longer going to carry in my heart and my energy body what harm has been done onto me. So it doesn't matter if it's someone from my childhood or if it's someone from yesterday. If I am saying that I forgive you, and when I'm coaching my clients, I'm saying, if you are ready to forgive someone, it means that you are saying, this thing that you have done to me, I am no longer going to allow that impact to erode me. I am no longer going to have it weigh me down. I am no longer going to let this hold me back. I am no longer going to let what you have done or what you continue to do affect me in such a way that I am in suffering and I am disempowered by that. That is really what forgiveness means to me, and from a self-love perspective. If you notice, forgiveness really wasn't that much about the other person. You see, this is the thing that I was trying to convey in the other video, is that people think that forgiveness is for the person who is asking for it. It really isn't. Forgiveness, when it's done from the purest place, frees the person who is giving forgiveness, and the byproduct of that is the person who is being forgiven is given new opportunity and new life, okay? And this is so important for us to understand. So forgiveness is a gift that you give yourself. It is not a gift that you give onto the perpetrator, the attacker, the person who hurt you, or the person who did you wrong. If you forgive truly, then they will be freed as a result of you finding freedom. Now, here is the other important thing to remember, is that there is a difference between forgiveness and rebuilding. Though forgiveness is often one of the first steps that are necessary for rebuilding. I know this sounds really complicated, so let me kind of explain this. You can forgive someone. You can say, I release you. I'm releasing myself, and as a result of my being released, you are now free, right? We are both free. I let this go. But that doesn't necessarily mean that I now want to spend every day with you, or I now want you in my life, or that our relationship is going to go back to exactly how it was before. There are people that I work with who find forgiveness and offer forgiveness to someone who harmed them in their childhood, not because they want to spend any time with that person or because they really want to connect with the person who hurt them, but really because they just want to be free. And so in doing so, they find peace. There are also people who I work with that, something has happened in their relationship and it's created such a breach that the person is like, listen, I am no longer angry at you. I no longer think horrible things about you. I am no longer filled with or consumed with trying to get revenge. I am no longer trying to sabotage your life. Like I'm finally free. I forgive you. And I want to move on with my life. This relationship is over. And then you have people where it's like, okay, no, like really, I forgive you and I want to rebuild. And then through the process of forgiveness, they can then do some of the other steps that I talked about in the first video, which is that person looking at what they need to do to make the person feel safe, that person looking at what they need to do to help the person to heal, right? That person looking at what else needs to be done so that the person that they're asking forgiveness of feels safe. So if you're watching this, the thing that you want to be looking at is how you're taking care of yourself and how forgiving someone offers you mental, emotional, and spiritual freedom. And if it does not, then I would not encourage you to forgive, because it's not actually forgiveness. It's more like some kind of warped, messed up thing that you're doing out of duty and obligation. And any relationship built on that is going to go sour very quickly, and it's actually going to compromise you and put you in a position to be hurt again. If you're truly at a place where you're ready to forgive, then do so because it's an act of self-love and an act of self-care. And in doing that for yourself becomes an act of service, purely, like I said, as a byproduct for that other person. Once you get to that place, if you get to that place, you can then decide if you want to rebuild the relationship. And then you're working with that person in your life, whether it's your ex, whether it's your person that you're in a current relationship with, whether it's a sibling, whether it's a parent, whatever, whoever it is, you can then look at, okay, like now I'm at a place where I'm ready to rebuild. And I would definitely say that there are things that you have to look at if you're going to rebuild. Like, are the expectations clear from yourself to that other person and from that other person to you? Do they have a full understanding of the violations, of where they have breached things, where they have broken your trust, where they have surpassed the boundaries? Do they really understand that? And if they don't, then there's work to be done to make sure that they do. You're also looking at like, okay, how do I feel emotionally? So it's not like you just wipe the slate clean, and everything goes back to normal. So is there a bridge and a line of communication where you can be constantly sharing your feelings and checking in, and them sharing their feelings and checking in? Like, so have you created a model for communication so that if it looks like things are going off the rails, you can slowly put things back on track? So there's just a lot involved in not just the forgiveness piece, but the rebuilding, which is a completely other separate thing. So as you consider whether you should forgive someone or not, you have a lot of things to really look at. I say forgive. Forgive, absolutely, because that is something you do for you. But whether or not you choose to rebuild is something that you'll have to decide for yourself. And maybe it's something that you need the support of someone to do. All right, my friends, I hope that this video was helpful for you. If it was, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and to share this video with your family, your friends, your cat, your dog, you know, really anybody that you love, anybody that you're in this life with, and just everybody. Share it with everybody. Also, if you haven't already subscribed to this channel, don't forget to do that. And yes, I'm very excited. I am back to doing weekly videos. All right, my friends, well, that's it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. Have yourselves an amazing day. And don't you forget, until we see each other next time, that we are in this together. Mwah.